Hey everybody, I'm Allison from Main Street Mayhem, and I am here at the SunCoast Park Hotel Anaheim Resort, which is part of the Tapestry collection by Hilton. And I'm here to show you guys the room I just got for the night. It is room 416, so we're up on the 4th floor. So let's go inside and take a look. Alright, one thing I would like to note so you don't stare at this lock like a dodo like I did. It is a tap. And here we are. Alright, first thoughts looking at this room are that it's beautiful. I love the colors in here. So it's got like a blue accent wall over there behind the sofa and a lot of like beach theme going on, and I love it. So let's start at the very beginning. We have our door over here. You have your typical hotel door lock, as well as the one down here for in and out, as well as your hotel evacuation plans and your little peephole. So backing on up here, we do have this lovely flat screen right when you walk inside with like an end table under the TV, as well as the remote. So it does look like this might be a smart TV so that you can log into like Netflix and stuff. And then we do have, it looks like it's drawers, but I don't think so. So they might be fooling us. But you do have a little bit of storage there on the stand. And then if we turn to our left, we do have the sofa. This is a pull-out sofa, so I will be showing you guys that later in the room tour. But let's just show off the artwork back here. Lovely beach prints. I love these. Alright, we do have a lamp in the corner here, as well as another little end table and another chair. To round out like the living room area, we also have a work desk with some more beach prints above. And then you've got your typical hotel phone. There's 2 outlets right in the desk next to the light. And is this a drawer? This is not a drawer. This is a regular desk with no drawers. But first thought, I love that living room. It's very nice. There is quite a bit of space here. I'm curious to see what it looks like once we get the fold out pulled out. So moving onward, we have right over here, minus the camera equipment. This will not come in your room. So we have a little coffee maker. And then we have this cabinet right here. It has our microwave inside of it. And then down below, we do have our little refrigerator. It looks like it might just be a beverage cooler, but I'll have to check that out. And then next to it, we have this full-length mirror, as well as a bench that you can sit on to get ready in the morning. Next we come up to the closet. The doors are squeaky, prepare yourselves. So we do have an ironing board in there, as well as an extra set of pillows and towels, it looks like, an iron, and all of my luggage for the rest of the trip, as well as some hangers. I was able to fit a 24-inch checked bag in here, as well as a normal size carry-on bag, and I still have a little bit of room down there, if that gives you any indication as to the size of the closet. Alright, moving back on into the bedroom, we have our ice bucket here. Another flat screen TV. This one I think might be slightly bigger than the one out in the living room. But what I really like, so we have this huge 6-drawer dresser. Let me show you this. This thing is massive. Very deep drawers. They're very wide too. Like, these have got to be a couple feet wide. This can definitely fit enough clothes for you to stay here a week, 2 weeks. It can fit a lot of clothes. I would also like to point out, you do have space here on this side of the dresser, which can definitely also fit another checked bag, or 2 depending on how you put them. And then moving past the dresser, we also have even more room over here. Like, look at all of this space. I could fit that desk chair in that space. Like, there's a ton of space here for your luggage, for your souvenirs, for anything you need it to be for. Like, there's a lot of space. So let's check out the view here real quick. Alright, so I mainly have a parking lot view. However, I've got a gorgeous mountain view in the back there. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit for you. The mountains in the back are beautiful. I am not disappointed in this view. Alright, backing up from the view, we do have the lovely, very thin little privacy kind of curtains. And then 2 set of what I would call blackout curtains. They look pretty dark if I pull this shut. You've got the tan one. And then there's also a green one on the inside. It's like a slightly different shade of tan. And then we have the bed and the end tables. So we do have another drawer in the side table here. It does open up, and a little bit of space underneath. And then we do have a light on either side of the bed. We're going to turn that light on quick. Alright, so the light on either side of the bed are pretty bright. However, it does seem to only cover like half the bed. So if you're sleeping on the opposite side of the bed, you might be able to get away with this. But standing on this side, it seems fairly bright. And then underneath the light, we do have our outlets, and then 1 USB port on this side of the bed. And then this is a king bed. I splurged. It is only me here right now. So this bed is massive. I would like to note while we're over here, there is no under the bed storage, but I am not disappointed in that whatsoever, because there's at least 3 other places other than the closet where you can store all of your luggage. I've got so much space in this room right now. And then same thing on this side. We have the lamp, the outlets, and another end table with drawer. And then let's check out this cool piece of artwork. I really like the theme of this room. It is beautiful. Alright. And then let's take a look at the bathroom. Look at the little artwork in here above the toilet. Looks like a moped or a scooter. And a lifeguard tower. So we do have a very nice large mirror in the bathroom. There is only 1 sink though, so if that is a deal breaker for you. It's a big sink though, and I will say there's a lot of space on either side of the sink for storing your items. This one's a new one for me. Under the sink, we have our safe. And then we also have the hair dryer and towels. So turning around, commode. And then looking at the shower, it looks like a very decent shower head. I like the tile in the background. It blends very nice with the room. And then it is a shower curtain. But it does look like we don't have like a clothesline. Like some of the showers have clotheslines. I don't see one of those. But there's enough shower rod space that you can definitely make do with that. And then we do have Lockwood brand body wash, which is rosemary, geranium, and then matching shampoo and conditioner as well. And I'll let you know how I like those and what I think of the shower pressure right here. All right, let's head back out to the center here and let's pull out this bed. Alright, fold out bed is pulled out. It's your typical fold out bed. I will say, I have definitely slept on better fold down beds, like I can tell that just from sitting on it. I sank quite a bit when I sat on this. And then just watch, because the frame does poke out a little bit in some sections, so that might just be this version in this particular room. Probably not the best idea if you don't have a good back, but you'll probably live if you sleep on it. So there's that. But let's take a look at how much space we still have left in this room here. So you still have like a path between the chair and the bed. And there'll be more room if I slide the chair in. So you still have some room to maneuver around the bed. It doesn't take up the entire living room. And you can still even sit in the chair over here and not be in the way. So in terms of room size, fantastic. It's a great size. There's one other thing I've noticed already that I wanted to point out to you. Now, I have not cruised yet, but I know on cruise ships they have things like this where it like holds your key card, and I think it turns on the lights. Now, this key card was left over. Somebody missed it, and it doesn't seem to do anything, but it says it's supposed to be for power, so I don't know. However, when I went to actually turn on the light switches are hid back here under the television. Still easily reachable, just an odd little location. A couple other things I wanted to mention here about the SunCoast Hotel. So this is over by the Clementine Hotel and the Element, which means it's not on Harbor Boulevard and it's not quite directly on Catella. There is an art stop for the art bus system. I'm going to confirm that for you guys. I've not used the art system before. However, looking at the app, it looks like it's right outside the lobby here. And I know they're pretty affordable for a shuttle over to the resort. And it was at that moment that I realized I never finished my thought. So according to Google Maps, the resort is about a 15 to 20 minute walk from Disneyland. They do say it is less than a mile. So if you are interested in walking, it's not as far as some of the other resorts. I would say you'd probably be okay in the morning. I don't know if you'd want to make that walk at the end of the night after a full park day. But at least the art bus shuttle stop is right outside the hotel. And now let's take a peek at the rest of the hotel.
A few hours later.
Alright, everybody, so it is the next morning. couple highlights I wanted you guys to have before we end this video. The bed was super comfy. I slept like a rock. And I don't know if that was just the fact that I traveled from the East Coast to the West Coast yesterday, but I slept like a rock. It was very comfy. The pillows, I probably would have ended up using a third pillow if this was a normal night's sleep for me. But the pillows, while comfy, they do have a lot of sinkage. So I was good with 2. I might have chosen a third one on like a normal night. And also, here's what really shocked me. If you guys look over here, you're a little bit whitewashed right now because it's bright outside. There's that giant freeway there. I was expecting to hear the freeway. I did not hear the freeway. So that's a win in my book. Maybe it's because we're closer to like the elevator, so we're closer to the center of the building in this room. And there are still more rooms further down that are much closer to the freeway. But I take that as a sign. I heard like nothing last night. If you need like a sound machine to sleep, you would need one here because that's how quiet it was. But overall, it's a very nice room here. I had a great night's sleep. Definitely don't count this one out just because it's not on like Harbor Boulevard. This one is very nice. All right. Remember, guys, my name's Allison from Main Street Mayhem. And remember, stay chaotic. We'll see you next time. Bye.